It wouldn't be so bad if it played music that you could tolerate.
What? It's stuff you can tolerate. It's
Um,
toleratable.
have you heard what I play in my car?
Yeah, well, I gotta be careful what I play because it can get me in trouble. Uh, let me make sure I turn it down. There it is. What are you doing, pussy?
I'm putting shit away. Goddamn.
Well, you're
Better
making
than
me.
listening to that fucking music.
Hey, I'm gonna turn it back on.
Fuck that. That shit. I don't. They sound like a band I don't like. That's why I don't like the music because they sound
Uh,
like a band that I'm familiar with and I hate them and I don't like them whatsoever.
I don't think it's anybody that you know.
Believe it or not, you'd be surprised, but
That's
I don't like
fine.
them.
Um, okay.
Yeah, I don't like those people at all.
I haven't did this in a while, so
You keep saying that, but
well they keep changing it because now it's owned by it's called Bending Spoons or something. I don't know. It's
Indian
I have,
what?
I have no idea. I can't remember what it said, but it's a new company. It's not. I mean, it's StreamYards, but StreamYards is been taken over by somebody else. But anyways, let's see what happens. Ugh. And I think my headset, when it makes that noise, means the battery's low. That's what I
That's
think. Because it
uh,
starts out not making that noise, and as we stay live, then all of
but
a
if it's
sudden,
skull candy shit, mine don't do that.
no, no, no. This is my uh, live stream headset. This is the not the skull candies. These ain't earbuds. This is the ones that goes over your head. Oh, I'm sorry, Jacob. Yeah, there's some other live streams going on too. I saw some more interesting ones. You know, people love their drama, 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 drama. Mine's kind of drama today, but not not YouTube like people drama. Ugh, quick. And of course, you know, Draco wants to act up because I'm live. Oh, stop! You're dramatic. Stop. So, what's going on with you, Random?
Nothing. You said you were gonna talk about that shit.
Oh, I thought you wanted
All
to
right,
talk.
I ain't gonna. I ain't got shit to say. yeah,
Oh, I thought you had a lot of shit to say.
to certain people, but you had a topic. I'm busy.
What was flashing up there? Did you see that? Somebody out there. Somebody's who's out there? Quick. I think it was just a car that went by.
I'm getting ready to kick people off video games in 30 minutes. That's what I'm doing.
Closing time.
30 fucking minutes.
Closing time. Oh, maybe I'll play that song for him. Oh, no, I won't.
No, you won't.
No.
Oh, they got on there early, so I'm not listening to them all night. So they can get off.
Early. Got the work done early. You see what's.
They'll get that 30-minute warning.
Quit. Quit. Stop it. Oh. Stop. Oh, quit. He's bugging. He's a bugging me.
I was laughing because nobody's talking.
Well, I'm waiting for you to get your cleaning done if you want to.
That has nothing to do with anything else because I'm going to be doing this for the next half hour. So.
Oh my goodness, you got a lot to do.
I got shit to do.
I keep saying, stop! I suppose I gotta take this guy out.
Well, then we'll definitely be sitting here in silence.
Yeah, because I don't think my headset's gonna work outside. I don't know how far it goes, but I don't. Well, I'll just take him out to the front porch and bring him back in. He was sleeping for a minute. Watch out. I'll take him out front. Oh, I hate talking about important stuff when ain't nobody even in here. I know people will review it afterwards, but
I was going to say.
The topic for tonight is people who abuse elders and think they're not. I don't believe that they think they're not. They know they are. Don't chase. Come on. You're not chasing kitty cats. I would there be a freaking cat on my porch. Move. But he's a sick kitty and I don't want you to go after him. We'll get him out of the way. Watch out. Back up. Back up. Back up for 1 second. Back up. Where's he at? Come here, troublesome. Quit. Don't even try it.
So what happened to Timo? He get taken away by the flood? Because he never answered. Probably got abducted by aliens. In your own mind. Well, I guess I'll mute myself.
Wrong day to do a live stream. Are you done? Thank you. Go. Ah. Hey, Dina. Oh, that's okay. I was outside. Dina said hi, Randall.
Hi.
He was muted. I was actually outside.
Yeah, I'm muted because I'm not the entertainment.
Yeah.
The fuck I am. I'm busy.
Then why'd you send me a thing for it and say, well, we're gonna go live, let's go live.
Because you said you were gonna earlier. And I said if you're gonna, you should probably do it early.
Ah. Okay. Where's oh. Put that. There you go, get out of there. Okay, yeah. I sent Timo a link, but I don't know if he'll see it or not.
I said he was probably abducted by the flood.
Yeah, he's probably out there canoeing around. They got a lot of rain out there. It's been gloomy here for weeks. I think I forgot what the sun looks like.
The sun was out today.
Not here. We had no sun all day.
The sun was out here because my chickens were out running around in the sun.
Yeah, we ain't seen no sun over here. Must be that city smog.
It was sunny over here earlier.
We had none. I mean, the temperature ain't bad, but not bad. Let me take that. I'll take that off of there. I'll just read the comments. I have them on the screen. So, anyways, as some people know, that way while back, at least 2 years ago, this came to everybody's attention that there was a case going on. Hold on, somebody. Okay, anyways. I'm not using a podcast mic, so if I need to turn it up or something, let me know. Because I unplugged it and didn't plug it back in because I thought it was the mic that was causing the problem, but I think it was the headset, and it makes that noise whenever the battery gets low, I guess.
It's definitely one of your 30 pairs of headsets.
I only have one
7.
headset for doing live streams. It's my
Other 6 that you have.
phone. Yeah, that's for the phone. The other ones are for the phone that don't work half the time.
It's insane.
I know. What? Only me and Randy. Well, there's some live streams going on, so that's where everybody is. There's some drama going on.
What you should have labeled it as.
What, drama?
Yeah.
Drama. Nah, that's a whole different kind of drama. I don't even know where to start because it's so freaking crazy. I don't know. I know this happens to people every day. Somebody's got to scam somebody because it's all about the money. It's all about the money. But yeah, just recent developments was I went on to it was a Facebook Live, and it just so happened to be a city council meeting for a certain city, and people were...
You can't even say what city?
I probably could. I don't see why not. It was in Gibraltar, Michigan. The whole city is a little corrupt city.
Yeah. That little city. They know each other, fuck each other. It's a bunch of little bitches over there.
That city is yeah. They got
the whole little city is a corrupt fucking town, and they either know each other or fuck each other over. So that's that. If you're not the person to know somebody, you're the person doing the fucking of the over. That's how it works there.
Yeah, it's a weird little town. It's like one of those little towns that Stephen King would write about. What was that show from like many years ago? The Stepford Wives. Yeah, it's kind of like... Oh my god. Yeah, they don't hire anybody. Apparently, I saw one of their city council meetings where they were talking about they're not going to hire any kind of jobs that come up, city related, whatever. You have to live within their city to be able to apply for those jobs. You have to be one of them. So they did a thing about that when they had some important city jobs that came up that they needed to replace people, and they made it a point that you know they make the thing of it is they make up the rules as they go. So
That's
yeah,
how every hick ass town works. They make up their shit as it sees fit to them.
as needed. But
Like, man,
yeah,
that don't work. That don't sound right. We ought to make it better for us.
so
That's
anyways, in this little city of Gibraltar, they have and
shit
it's weird
box
because
machine.
I mean their little cities are like all a block from each other, you know. Well, because we went to the wrong police station, which was like a block away from the one we needed to be. So, anyways, yeah, so in this little city, they have it's got a 50 plus um, apartment complex. Okay. And it's through a really big company, actually. The company that it goes through is a very big company,
And they don't give a fuck about their employees either.
and they don't care either. So, yeah, they don't care either. So, because I contacted them as well, which they're going to get
They're
it.
also a piece of shit of Michigan.
Yeah. So anyways, so a family member had moved into this 55 and plus complex and hadn't been there real long. I mean, he moved in there after his wife had passed away because that's a whole nother story. Because his wife's family was pretty much using him, taking all his money. She had a grandson that used to abuse him physically, mentally, emotionally, everything. And so, oh, that's okay. That's okay, Dina. Do I need to send another link or do you got one? I think I sent you one. So, anyways, yeah, so this family member moved in there after his wife had passed away to get away from her family. So he basically wanted to be at a place that had magnet key so nobody could just come and go when they wanted to because yeah, that's what happened at his other apartment that he had by her family. So he moves in there and he was up there in age, so he wasn't in the best of health, but he was very very like to be independent. He was very stubborn, and that's a nice way to put it. Very stubborn old German man. So that runs in the family. Stubbornness runs in the family. Big time. All right. So, anyways, and he went through some medical issues that he needed to be taken care of, which he was there the day I was born, and it sucked that I wasn't with him that day he passed. But he had been in my life my whole life, my whole life. But he's had some medical issues, and he lived with me for quite a while, on and off. I think the longest that he was here was 6 months that he lived here because his wife was in a facility here in Ohio, and he stayed here to be closer to her, so he wouldn't have to drive back and forth. I let him stay here a couple of times because she was in another facility that was here that she was there for a short period of time, and he stayed here. So, anyways, we'd go back and forth up there to where he lived to get things or pay his rent, get his mail, get him clothes and stuff if he needed, whatever he needed. We'd run back and forth. His car, we'd go up there, get his car and bring it down here so he had a car. So, but anyways, he got really well. He had heart surgery. Well, the same year that he had open heart surgery, he had to have a heart valve put in, and he was at the University of Michigan Hospital for that. And that was in 2021, and that was the same year I had a heart attack. So I had a heart attack and was trying to. I had to go to cardio rehab, and I was under driving restrictions for 3 to 4 months. So he ended up having to have, now mind you, I took care of him way before this happened. And so he had to have that surgery. I was under driving restrictions, but still had my, I went up there with my daughter and my granddaughter because we stayed at a hotel to stay up close for his surgery. I also stayed up there with my sister. We stayed the night there at a different hotel to stay close to him, whatever. Then I brought him to a rehab, which was right at the state line, so it was closer to me. Then he came to the house and stayed, a few months. I think I could tell you how many months. It was like 3 or 4 months, and he wanted to go back to his apartment. Like I said, he was very independent, and we kept trying to find him places closer down here so I could keep an eye on him better. But yeah, he wanted to go back to this apartment, so he did. And as time kind of, and I kept in touch with him every day. I have cell phones that has, how many times, him calling me calling him. I got voice messages on those phones too, that when he would call, because I was working up to 2021. So he stayed here, lived here a few times while I was still working, and we took care of him. But he moved back there, and I knew that things weren't going to be too good, and I tried to have talks with him about coming down here closer because he had some eye surgery, but when he had the major heart surgery, they think he might have had maybe like a stroke or something had happened to where he couldn't see. Not out of both eyes, but mainly in one eye. And so eventually, he quit driving and stuff. So when he went back there, I was trying to set up ways for him to get back and forth to his doctor appointments and to the store because I couldn't be up there every day. It was like a 45-minute drive for me. So, anyways, as he was getting worse in his health and his mental, he wasn't doing too well. He had kind of onset of dementia. And the building manager up there, her and I would butt heads. The first time we butt heads was she took his little dog away from him and wouldn't give it back to him. And he was upset about her taking his dog. So I called her on the phone, and she was very rude. She was rude every time I talked to her. Now, mind you, she's a building manager of a 55 and plus, and most of the people were very well over 55 that lived in this building. And so she took his dog, and her and I she said, well, he was unable to care for this dog. And I said, well, that's not your decision to make. He has family that would take the little dog for him. Which that didn't happen because she totally just kept the dog. So, and apparently when he was staying here, she went in because his little dog went to my aunt's house for the 6 months he stayed here because I already had a dog. So his dog went over to my aunt's house, and while he was here, she had went into his apartment, took the dog crate and toys and dishes and all that stuff. Because when he went back home and he got his little dog, went back home, she took the little dog. But she had already had been in his apartment without his knowledge and took all the dog's belongings. Because he called me on the phone and told me about that. So anyways, as time goes on, I knew he wouldn't be able to take his meds. He was diabetic. He would tend to get sores on his feet, not be able to take care of them. And he eventually got, really bad. And not one time did this building manager ever call family, even though I had talked to her several times and asked her to call me if there was any issues with him, anything. And she never did. And there's times where I called him on his birthday, found out he was in the hospital. He ended up getting a really bad infection in his foot. He had to have some toes removed, and he had to have his whole foot operated on. And I got a phone call from the facility he was at. And they were calling to tell me that he had a really bad infection and a lot of drainage and all of this. And I was second on the list to call. That came to my attention, and I called up, or while I was on the phone with her, I said, he was like, why am I the second on the list? Well, apparently the building manager put herself as emergency contact. And so anytime anything would happen, because I set up home nursing for him through Ohio. Okay. I put it through the Ohioans. And even though I was legal POA next to kin, even the Ohioan, that somehow this building manager had told them she was emergency contact, which nobody ever made her an emergency contact, ever. She made herself emergency contact. So anytime he was in the hospital or anything, I never got a phone call. I would find out from him. He'd either call me or I'd call him, and he'd tell me that he was in the hospital, and I'd call the nurse's station, find out what exactly, so I can get all the particulars. I did work in the medical field for over 20 years. So none of that stuff was foreign to me. I understood everything. So I got that phone call, and then I talked to the woman on the phone, and I told her, I said, well, how does an emergency contact override POA, the person who's supposed to make decisions and whatever, because I was also the executor of his will. So that went round and round, and I sent her all the copies of everything, the paperwork and everything, and I said, I don't know how you have her first. She's not even family. She's a building manager. But anyways, as time went on and he got worse, I never got phone calls or anything. So the one day I did call, or the one day he was at, I think that was the same day that they called and said his foot was really bad. So I gave her a call because I found out she was the first contact. She was above me. Yeah, it is. It's ridiculous. So I called her, and she said, this is quote, her exact words. She said, he needs someone up here. He needs someone to be closer to make decisions. Now, mind you, I have been taking care of him way before this had happened and was taking care of him just fine as a long distance. But he lived with me several times in between. Okay. So yeah, so when I called him and we were just having a normal conversation, and then all of a sudden I'm trying to ask him, what's going on? Why is she, think that she's the one to make decisions? And so why is she telling me that you need somebody up there closer? He repeated exactly word for word what she had just told me. Okay. He repeats that. And so, of course, I'm having an issue with that, but I'm trying to talk to him. And then he starts going off talking about something that I'm not going to say it never existed, but it did exist, but it was an old black and white picture. And he was, I'm sure, coerced that his family was stealing from him. But then again, people with dementia always go after the person they're closest to. So that does happen. And so yeah, that started happening. Well, when I started questioning it and trying to find out what the heck was going on, she in the background had a power of attorney drawn up for her. Now, mind you, she's not family. She's a building manager, which I'm sure they have a policy because it's a really big company. And I'm sure that they have some kind of a policy where, and she knew it because she did admit it to another family member that, but she said that she was putting her husband's name on stuff because she couldn't because of her title. Okay. So, anyways, she ends up overriding my POA. Now, mind you, I was POA. He knew that things were not too good with him, and he did a will in 2018, and I had been his POA since 2018. She seen that he was getting worse, and she ended up overriding my POA with hers, and she got it late 22, and he passed away in 23. Well, he passed away in May of 23, and she never called the family, never told anybody, kept it from us. Meanwhile, I skipped a part. She did have his phone changed and a new phone number that I never got. So, and his phone that I did for him was set up. He had certain colors for certain family members, blah, blah, blah. So she, I guess, seen that I was going to be a problem and she isolated him from the family. And I got a phone call from a family member who had been trying for some time to get a hold of him and couldn't get a hold of him. So whenever that would happen, I would call her, call the building manager. The one time we couldn't get a hold of him, she yelled at me for calling too much because I called and left messages several times that we couldn't get a hold of him. And when she did answer the phone, she yelled at me for calling too much. So after that, um, yeah, he nobody could get a hold of him. I get a hold of her, and she, in a very, very, very snarky voice, said, "Oh, he died 3 months ago." And then that just threw shockwaves to the family, and we've been going kind of back and forth since then. Uh, police, uh, the police chief in Gibraltar reached out to me and asked me to explain to him what this report was that came across his desk because we did make police reports and stuff which were overlooked or we were told that it was a civil matter. They wouldn't do anything about it. Well, this police chief took it. And he went through everything because me and Randall went up there and had a long talk with him, took a lot of paperwork with us, and we went up and talked to him. And he asked if if I would mind if he sent that to the state police. And he said, he's not guaranteed that they'll even take it or look at it or whatever, but they did. And they felt a concern and they sent it to the Attorney General's office. And for the last 2 years, that's what's been going on. Till recently, I get a phone call. Oh, because I made a post. I made a post on their city site.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be getting on there too.
I made a post, which all was what I posted actually was all public record. It was on the police report that was made, so it was public record. She got wind of this post that I put, and plus I was talking to some other people in their city site on their thing. There was other people asking questions. I didn't give anybody any names, but I gave out the titles, who their titles were, because this is old news. This has been going on for 2 years. It actually was on the news in Michigan, and these two people were mentioned, so it wasn't nothing new. But 2 days later, I get a phone call from her attorney about this post that I made. And I told him the same thing. I didn't put nobody's names in it. And I even put a FOIA number at the bottom of my post so they could have looked it up. I put a FOIA number on there. So I get a phone call from this attorney, and he was very persistent. First off, he wanted me to have a sit down with him and her. I told him I couldn't do that. There's no way I could sit in the same room as this woman after what
Fuck
she
no.
did to the family. There's no way. So we went a little round about that because, she wanted a resolution. She wants to fix the problem. Well,
She should probably start by burning in hell. That's a good start.
yeah, I told the attorney, I said, there's nothing she could do to fix it. You can't fix what you did. So let me tell you what she did. So my uncle passes away. I told you I didn't find out for 3 months. And, I'm going to bring up Sarah because Sarah was here at the time. Actually, Sarah was here when I found out. Sarah seen the mess I was in and the panic attack I had over this. So the next day, Sarah and I both, who were on phone, she's on her phone, we're calling to try to find out what happened because this woman didn't even tell me how he died, but I didn't give her a chance to either. But my cousin, when I had to call the family and tell them that he had passed, they thought he had just passed, okay? And I had to tell them, no, he passed 3 months ago. We're just now finding out. So the whole family's in an uproar over this. So I had to do all the explaining to them what was going on. And my cousin had called her. I gave him the phone number. He called her that night that I had told them what had happened, because it took me a while before I called the family because I was kind of in shock and going through my own thing at the moment. So by the time I, started calling people, and my cousin called her and to try to find out information of what happened. And she said that this is, quote, her saying to them, because I was actually listening. She didn't know I was listening. I was listening. And she told them that they had seen that he was going downhill and that they did have, that she had her husband's name put on his life insurance, which I was a beneficiary of that life insurance. They took his life insurance and they had her husband's name on his bank accounts, which I never understood why they even did that in the first place. Because they're saying their whole defense is that he was competent So why would you have to have somebody else on your bank account? Especially someone that's not a relative. Anyways, um, I'm sure it was. Oh yeah, it was confusing. I don't know if you remember the live stream that Sarah and I did. I think we did it on her channel. Um, when all this first happened, because Sarah was still here. So, anyways, so she tells him that he didn't want the family to know that he died, which blatant
It's a
lie.
fucking lie. It is a lie.
Blatant lie. That he didn't want the family to know that he died, and he didn't.
We were
want
supposed to go on fishing trips and all kinds of shit before he got sick, but he didn't want nobody to know.
Right. That's her whole defense. That's her whole defense. And she's saying that he was in his right mind and that he could see. Now, by the medical records that I read, and I read over 10,000 medical records because I went way back. I sat there and went through every medical record. And if you can't, even layman words, okay? If you can't see that he was unable to take his meds, I mean, it was in the nurse's notes that she'd go over there and she'd find his pills on the floor. He hadn't taken no pills. He can't read the bottles. He was diabetic, had to have shots. You know that they were trying to teach him the clicks? Okay, 10 clicks is this many. That's ridiculous. They should have never did that. But anyway, so every other medical record, there was like, I forgot how many times I could look it up. How many times the fire department went to his apartment that I didn't even know about. And every one of them said his blood sugar was very elevated. And he was fatigued and I have those records as well. And every face sheet that was provided has next of kin on it, which was me. And the face sheets from the hospital, next of kin was me. And underneath my name said the building manager, caregiver, as second. I never got a phone call, ever. Yeah. So, wow, wonder if there's so many people because, then I found out that, I was told that her husband was the building manager or the building maintenance guy. And I found out he was the chief of their fire department. Go figure that out. But so 2 years later, we're still going through this stuff. And she's trying to make me shut up, I guess, because I never heard anything from her nor her attorney the whole 2 years that we've been going through this until I made a post on their city site. Because 2 days after that post, I got a phone call and they're offering me money.
Hell yeah. Too bad we don't want it.
Exactly. I turned it down. In Michigan, long-term care program advocates for the rights of well-being of residents in nursing homes where the age and the adult disabilities. Yeah, this was a 55 and older apartment complex. Well, the other thing is so she went and had him buried. Okay, and get this, had him buried in our town, and we didn't even know it because no one ever told us.
Well, she had to wait to get the money, so you can't talk about it because then you got.
Well, the thing of it is she said she read off a whole list of. No, it's not an assistant living. It's an independent living, 55 and older. But I had to go do some rounds with the funeral home because we went to the funeral home twice. Sarah was there once. I think Sarah was there once. Sarah might have been there twice. But we went to, yeah, I think it was. It was, yeah, Sarah went both times. The funeral director would not give me any information on what went on, okay? Because we were told that he had a funeral, that she paid $6,000 for a funeral, she paid $2,000 for embalming, she had to pay for transportation, she had to pay for the headstone, and she paid for a casket. You remember that? Okay. Dina remembers all this. So I find out, because, you know, we are investigators in this. I like to get down to the funeral home. So I find out, which was 2 years later, because we went to the funeral home in person twice. They wouldn't tell us anything. They said it was private, so I didn't know that the funeral homes had HIPAA laws. Especially when you prove that you're the family and executor of the will. I had the will in my hand too. And they still wouldn't give us any information. I proved that we were family. But she had him buried. She put false information on the death certificate so we could never find out. If you look my uncle up to this day, he's still alive. She falsified information, which they turned into the city. So now it's, you know, it's on record. There was no other information on the death certificate as far as family members, my grandma and grandpa, nothing. Everything was unknown. But at the signature part of the next of kin, it says her name, power of attorney, her name. And it had the doctor's name, which I did call the doctor too. And I found out a lot of things from the doctor, how bad a shape he was in. The doctor actually called APS, and APS did nothing. Oh, yeah, I went and proved that we were family, everything. I took medical records of his. They took copies of my stuff, but never gave us.
But the city still don't give a fuck.
The city
mind
still
you.
don't care. Yeah, city still don't care. They would rather shove everything. Even the mayor of that city knew what happened, knew what these two people did, because they were active in the city. They tried to push it under
the mayor of that little city is also a piece of shit. What's his
And
name? I'll say his fucking name.
He's still the mayor there.
He's still the criminal there. I mean, the mayor.
He's still the mayor. He knew about it because they ended up firing the police chief for blowing the whistle. He got fired for being a whistleblower.
And he won his case, so that's why we should win ours.
Yeah, he did win his case against the city because they did fire him. After they hired him to find out where the corruption was. He finds out where it was and who did it, which was the same.
Finds out it's their own city, and then the city fires them for it.
Yeah. So
they're like, "Oh shit, he wasn't supposed to find out. He was supposed to look like he knew what he was doing, but not really find anything."
Right. I know that I can have like a major civil suit. The problem is getting an attorney. Yep. Getting an attorney. That's kind of an issue. So maybe one day an attorney will see this and listen.
And want to fuck that little city over.
We did, let me tell you, we did go to an attorney, okay, up there in Michigan. We went to an attorney who was supposed to be for elder abuse. I had a whole portfolio put together, everything in it, okay? He kind of flipped through it, but never read it and said and told us that, well, that life insurance policy wasn't for that much. It was $25,000. I don't give a shit. The apartment stuff she's already sold, got rid of, whatever. He said there's no use in filing the will because there's nothing left. So you'd be kind of wasting money.
Well, bitch, going to jail is something.
Well, see, he didn't know at the time who her husband was. If he would have known, I think that he would have took the case. Because he said, well, by listening to you guys, and this is before we found out that was a fire chief. All I knew is her husband was a building maintenance guy, which he still is to this day, and she still is the building manager of that.
Yeah. She got away with this shit, stealing from her where she works, but
getting into other people's business,
Right.
and she's still allowed to
We
fucking
can't-
work there.
It's so we can't prove how many times she's done this before, because I'm pretty sure she always makes sure that these people have no family. Because she even told me one day that I met her. I only met her like twice. The one day that I met her, she said, oh, why didn't we, she said, I didn't know John had family. I said, he's got a lot of family. And she knew I was his POA, and she knew I also was. I had told her, but she had forgotten. I had told her back in 2019 when he was in the hospital on life support. I said, I'm the executor of his will, and I need to get some paperwork just in case he doesn't get off this life support. And she totally refused to give me anything.
Well, she even stole his driver's license and everything and kept it, wouldn't give it back to the family. Still has it, or maybe.
She kept everything, all his apartment belongings, his personal belongings, his identification.
Stuff that belongs to the family.
Because you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if she had a credit card or something in his name, because she buried him under false information. If you get online and look him up, he's still alive. Right. An accountability pyramid, exactly. There are so many people that are messed up in this that I can potentially sue every one of them, but it's hard to get a lawyer with the case being it's still a criminal case that's open. And they're not even sure if they're going to file any charges. So that's the word that I'm getting. And I've been constantly talking with the Attorney General's office. So we're hoping to get some justice, because I did turn down her money offer.
Right. Her burning in hell would be way better than money.
Right. So no one will answer, like, why is she offering money now? But I know why, because
she's trying to cover her ass.
She
wants you to shut up.
Well, she told the funeral home that he had no family. See, I do have information that I do know I can go after the funeral home. I can. But still, got to get a lawyer. Well, she was hoping that the statute of limitations would have ran out, because it was the whole time that, I figured that family was talking to him, because he did talk to my aunt all the time. And because I couldn't talk to him, because it would just trigger his dementia, and you couldn't have a conversation with him, because all he wanted to talk about was this missing picture. Okay. So I couldn't even talk to him. But yeah, I think she was hoping that statute of limitations would have ran out, and we would have never been able, she would have got away with it. And I'm going to say again, because I do believe that is her profession. She's not just a building manager.
No, she's the building Black Widow. She steals from old people.
She's scalping money from old folks.
She got caught, and now she's trying to cover her ass, because she knows she got fucked by the wrong people, man.
I told her that he had lots of family. I told her. He was on the down low, because he didn't want his wife's family to know where he was. Because even when they thought that he wasn't even at my house, and they thought he was, and they were threatening me, saying, well, I want to see him, and you're going to let me see him. and I'm gonna come to your door. And I was like, go ahead, bitch, because you ain't gonna
Yeah.
be walking away. I'm sorry. You might get up on my porch, but you ain't walking off of it.
I've been waiting for him
But
to
she,
come
ne-
visit.
but
Shit.
she never came. She threatened me all the time, but she never showed up. But he was back at his apartment, and I didn't want them to even know that he was at his apartment. So I played along that he was here. So, but yeah, that's, it's still going on. She's still, they got very good jobs still with the city.
Which is fucking crazy. I don't even know how they're still employed in any way.
Right. And they both are.
How can you fucking have people like that, criminals working for the fucking city, and everyone's supposed to assume that the city's just as okay, right?
Oh, there's so much shenanigans going on in that
That
city council.
that little city's a piece of shit. I wouldn't live in that town.
Yeah, she even got up before the city council the one day I watch other city council meetings,
Oh, I can't wait for the
and
next one.
she got up on there and was going off about how she accidentally used the city credit card, but she did pay them their money back. She paid them
She
right
probably
away
accidentally used my
because
uncle's
she got
shit too.
caught. She got caught. Oh, I'm sure. She spent a lot of his money.
Oh,
Somebody
all of it.
posted somebody posted a post up on a Facebook site. I never even knew about it till somebody sent it to me. But somebody put a post how they have been stealing from this resident for years. They were talking about my uncle. And they even put his name up there. Whoever wrote that I believe his name is John. And somebody had sent that to me that they had been stealing money from him for years. And they have all these RVs, they have cars. He's got, yeah, yep. I
Oh yeah.
reposted it because it wasn't even my post. It was a repost because somebody
You
posted it
should.
and sent it to me.
Oh, you should send it to me and I'll post it on the fucking city's thing. Be like, look, this is what these people did to my uncle. What the fuck are they gonna say to me? Nothing.
Right, right.
Come talk to me. It'll be the
And
biggest mistake you ever fucking made.
it was posted on this Facebook site under anonymous. So I don't know who posted it, but whoever posted it knew some personal information. Maybe they had talked to the attorney general, or maybe not. Maybe they didn't want to get involved, but they knew an awful lot. But what really gets me is that she still works in that building, and I've put reviews and stuff out there for people to be aware. Please make sure all your folks' stuff is in order
Do they
because
have a Facebook? Their
I don't
little
know.
fucking.
Their
That's what you
town,
need.
yeah,
No, I'm
yeah.
talking about the apartment place.
They have. I don't know if they got a Facebook. I really never looked, but I know
Well, you
that I went to
should find
their
out. I'm really good at talking shit on those.
because I left reviews like everywhere. I even left reviews at
I
for
mean,
the funeral home
I talked
too.
shit to that one place so bad about what they did to my car. The owner of the car shop showed up to my house personally to give me
Mhm.
free parts for my car.
Yeah. Oh, the funeral director was not super nice, as you know how they're always nice and quiet and talk to you. No, he was agitated. He was worried about me bringing some kind of lawsuit up against him because he was asking me stuff like, "What did you say? Who did what illegally? Well, you guys buried a man illegally, but they said that they have no responsibility to where they got to find next of kin. So apparently, you can have somebody die in your house, take them to the funeral home, and they'll bury him without question asked."
Yep, yep. You can be like, yeah, I'm their family, and then you can
Yeah,
handle it. You could be a fucking stranger, and
you
you can
probably
just
just
handle
have to
their.
make sure you take it to that funeral home, though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to
I
go to the
really don't think
fucking.
other funeral homes do that, where you can just bring somebody in. Well, he had no family, but here you go.
Right? You got to go to a
100
funeral
feet
home
away.
ran by the mob,
Like, Jesus Christ.
the Gibraltar mob.
But I would, I mean, I don't have to have an attorney from Michigan, but I would have to have an attorney that would deal with Michigan.
Well, you have to have one that can operate, that
Yeah,
can operate in
that's
Michigan. They don't have to
licensed,
be
that
from
can,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. So, but it's kind of hard to get one when there's a criminal case going on still. Because them people's, I'm sorry, my opinion, allegedly, however you got to say it, they're criminals.
Oh, the whole fucking town seems like it.
Oh, they're all shady. I mean, I've seen where there was some city council. There's all kinds of write ups and stuff in little newspapers. I got I read a write up that they've done on that mentions a lot of them people, and there was city council people that were doing renovations on their house and using the city money. And oh yeah, but there was, I mean, these people all would talk to each other. That's why this attorney, I'm sorry, he's from, might not be in Gibraltar, but he's in the little outskirt town that's very close. I don't trust none of them people. I don't.
No, if they're associated with that little area, then they're all a piece of shit. I mean, if
The only
they,
person that I had complete trust in was that police chief.
yeah,
because he-
the only one that seemed legit that got
he
fired for
cared.
trying to do something.
Yep. He actually wanted the whole story. He only had a police report. He wanted the
Yeah.
story. And me and Randy.
Well, you could
went
tell when we
there.
went to visit that he was like the only one that gave a fuck.
Yep. And he knew how corrupt that whole city was because there was nobody else there but us. He made sure.
And he still wanted
Yep.
us to whisper because he didn't want the motherfuckers in that little building to know what was going
Right.
on because he knew there was too many ears.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got fired anyway. That whole town's fucked,
Yep.
in my opinion.
Yep. It is.
Dude got screwed over. We got screwed over.
I'm assuming that, she was trying to pay me off. She thought I was, some
Mhm.
money hungry hood rat.
Yeah, if
And
she can
was gonna
somehow
try to
sign her
pay
soul
me
over,
off
then
to shut up. Because if she was so interested, because her attorney made her out to be a saint, that she
Oh, yeah.
had to step in because he had no family to take care of him. And so she had to step right in. And that's a whole lie. And I could prove
no.
it, which I did, but still waiting. I proved everything. Everything I handed over, pretty much the whole case with him. There was a few things I couldn't get, and I couldn't get records from his bank account, even though I was the executor of the will, because her husband's name was on the bank account. So I couldn't get any records, but they did.
Yeah, somehow the little fire chief could get his fucking shit hands on everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying that the Attorney General's office did get all the bank records from every bank that I told him I knew of. I gave them everything. I gave them their whole case, handed it to them. And if they can't see between the lines what happened, because my point is it shouldn't even matter if somebody has dementia or not, but people of age are easily, I don't know if he was intimidated, if he was, what's the word I'm looking for? Dina, come on. But they do take advantage of these people and talk them into things to go their way. And I believe that it shouldn't be that it shouldn't be like, oh, because they're trying to say that they don't see where he had dementia, which I gave them proof. I gave them the records of the doctor that actually.
That's what I'm saying. How's the doctor saying it not fucking
just
proof?
because because it wasn't the doctor that he was seeing in that town. See, the doctor that diagnosed him was at the rehab that he was in. Okay. And he wasn't under her care at that time, because when you go into the hospital or a facility, right, manipulation, when you go into the hospital or a facility, you're under whatever doctor's care, who the doctor is running that place. So that's how that was. Because I guess that they had spoke with his PCP, and she's not the one that diagnosed him with gaslighting. Yeah, which I told them that was not the doctor that diagnosed him. So I don't know what's going to happen with all of this, but she's trying her damnedest to make it sound like, she did everything that he wanted her to do, which that was not my uncle. My uncle was very, very like to be independent, and he didn't like putting people's names on anything. So
No, he wouldn't put her.
the only way they got away with that is because they talked him into it. They manipulated him. They got him to believe that the family was stealing things from him, and they took everything. And the lawyer sitting there saying, "Oh, she did all of this out of that. It wasn't for the money." Then why'd she take the money?
Right.
Why did she take everything and keep it from the family? What
And
was that
hide.
about if it wasn't about the money?
Because
Of
the
course
money
it was about the
helps.
money. Well, they were stealing from the city too, so yeah, so yeah, he was trying to make her out to be the saint. And I go, oh, I see. She's the saint, right? She's the saint in all this. But I haven't heard back from the attorney, so I made it clear that I had a poker face on, wasn't going to be his friend, shook my head no to everything that he said, and that was the end of that. Did not take his offer for breakfast. He wanted, hey, let's have breakfast, and we weren't going to be. I was not going to be your friend.
See, I would have been like, hey, let's have a shut the fuck up. I don't like you.
You're her attorney. No matter what you say,
Right.
it's not gonna work. I'm sorry.
I'm mad. I'm mad. I was sick when you went because I could have went to be a lovely
I
asshole.
know, because I told you that I had to go, and I didn't want to go by myself, so
I know. I was sick.
I didn't go by myself. So,
I would have loved to
and I
have
should have
talked my shit.
recorded it, but I
You should
forgot.
have.
I know, I forgot. That's on me. I did
You should
forget.
have let him know. You should have been like,
I
just so you
thought
know,
about
I'm gonna be recording this for my fucking personal documents.
Well, he said things to me that weren't true, because he's telling me that they had a will made up,
No,
and
he had.
but
Uncle John did for us.
well, that's what I'm saying, because I did call the attorney general's office and say, hey, her lawyer told me that they had a will drawn up, and he said the only will he had was from 2018, and that's mine. I said, oh, well, then somebody is not telling the truth here. And if your lawyer
Probably,
can't tell the truth,
probably the bitch that pled the fifth.
right? So yeah, that's what's still going on, and it takes a lot of my time, my mental status. I gotta push myself to get shit done around the house, because I'm constantly, this is gonna be there, and the lawyer's telling me, well, you gotta put your feelings aside and look at the black and white.
Yeah,
Really?
black and white is what I want her to wear in prison.
Right. I want to see her in the black and white stripes with the number across the top.
Yeah, but like, yes, black and white, jail.
I mean, I tried to save him time from even having to drive up here, because I told him over the phone, I said, ain't no amount of money going to fix what she did. But he still was persistent about meeting. So we met, and he has not called me back yet. Because I don't believe that they were going to, I think they were trying to feel me out. He kept on bringing up about a civil case. He goes, it's going to cost you money. You're going to have to find a lawyer in Michigan. and they're going to take a third of whatever you might get. He just kept bringing it up that about me. He's trying to save the middleman. Like, you know, she's going to give me this money free and clear, and he's not going to take any of it. And, you know, we can avoid all this. No, there's a lot more to the story here.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot more people involved. There's a whole big corporation company that's involved in this, because they knew from the beginning. And Sarah knows this, the first people we contacted was her company. They gave two shits. But if you read their website, they're all about getting homes for kids, and they're part of the HUD housing. And you got building managers that rip people off like that. And I know that's a what do you call that? Conflict of interest. And I'm sure there's a policy, but they didn't follow it. I asked them for a policy, never got one. And the lady that was supposed to meet with me never did. So I was going to shove all the evidence that I had in her face, because she said she was the compliance officer, and they wouldn't let me talk to anybody higher than her. I kept saying, who can I talk to that's higher than her? And they kept giving me back to her. So I have new information on some other things that I'm working on that I found out, and I'm not going to say on here. So, yeah, I got some other things that I'm working on. But, yeah, that company, I believe they should be sued. The funeral director, which I was told by an attorney that I can go after the funeral home. He said that before he knew who all the people involved were, because I didn't even know. So, but I think he would have took the case if we had the other information that we got afterwards. But that's okay. I'd rather see her be punished for what she did than anything else, because she's going to keep doing it. As long as that company keeps her in here, I believe that was her whole reason to be working there. Because,
well, if she's got tons of cars, nice shit, RVs, she's been stealing people shit forever.
Yeah, I heard she has 2 RVs. They have nice cars. He's driving some big old Ram truck or whatever. And I heard too that they don't try to hide their money. They flaunt it, that they got money. So yeah.
Well, they're stealing it. That's how they get.
I believe that she's had, now, because we're not stupid people, we do background checks. And she has a lot of aliases. It's concerning.
Yeah, she got a ton of different names.
A lot of aliases. The way she spelled her name, all these different names. She's got a lot.
Well, usually people that are trying to steal other people's shit by using their identity, you got to use different names. So
I believe, even though we can't prove it, I believe that she's been doing this all along. She's been working like at these places for pretty much the whole time. She's worked for a couple other buildings that were the same. They were 55 and older. And I believe that that was her career. Yeah, they're stupid, all right. But see, she's probably got away with it God knows how many times until this time. And I believe that's when karma said, all right, we have enough. You've been stealing for long enough. It's time to come out.
Well, it's time to crash and burn, that's for sure.
So I'm really hoping, and I am adamant about, with the Attorney General's office, I'm very adamant to them about the family wants justice. And if you guys can't see what happened, which anybody that read that, I could take that to the zoo, hand that over to the gorilla, and he'll read it and be like, oh, yeah. It's not rocket science to see what they did.
That's pretty clear. Talking about black and white. It's on paper. She fucked up.
Exactly. It's on black and white. She did not become POA until late 22, and he died early 23. So go figure. If you can't see what she did, then there's something wrong with you. So I'm hoping that the law is going to do what they're supposed to do.
You can only hope.
Right. That's the only thing is it's taken 2 years. And they
Yeah,
haven't come up with a decision. What are you
that's
talking
insane.
about? It's right there in front of you. You know what she did. And we should not have to prove, even though we did, we should not have to prove that he had dementia and Alzheimer's and all that. It shouldn't
The fact was he had
matter.
family and he disappeared, and then we found out how he
Exactly.
disappeared. It doesn't. That's the thing. All this dumb shit. It shouldn't matter because the point is
Exactly.
she thought he had nobody, and he didn't. He had way more than she thought.
Her defense was he didn't want the family to know. My uncle was very religious. He was a
We
member
were planning a
of,
fishing trip right before the shit happened, so I don't know how he wouldn't want
right.
nobody to know.
Well,
We
he went downhill real fast. They were, I mean, some of the information I'm not going to share on here that I found out, they were hoping that his demise would have been in that building. I know that. They were not doing anything that they said that they were caregiving. I answered every question that they had for me. I answered everything. But see, they won't tell me a lot of information either. Hello. Yeah, this has been going on almost 3 years. Almost 3 years.
yeah, been waiting for that bitch to get hers.
Oh, my friend Dina. It's not even who listens to the live stream, it's who views it afterwards. It's the views that come after. Not everybody sits on the live stream to listen, but they do go
Right?
back and
We just need an attorney to listen.
yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. But people do this every day to people. Families do it to each other. Except this family just wants, yeah, the attorney
Wants that
thinks
bitch to
money.
burn.
The attorney, he thinks that he said that she wanted to move on with her life, and he said that I should want to move on with mine too. Well, we had no choice but to move on, and that's her choice why she can't move on. That's her conscience talking to her. But I don't
Right?
think she has one. I don't think she has it. Yeah, it's all on record. And if they don't get in trouble for this, yeah, I'm gonna be hitting the Detroit news channels for sure. It's been on the news a couple of times, but they didn't give out any details about anything. But because it's gonna be public record once it's over, it's public record. But I'm telling you what, I will get in contact with as many people as I can over this because people need to be aware. This is like, it happens. People put family members in nursing homes that they can't care for no more. And a lot of times they move on with their life and
Well,
don't
we
pay
don't need this
attention.
lady to steal anyone else's relatives.
Yeah. Yeah, I've considered the FBI. I have considered the FBI,
All you gotta do is call them.
right? Yeah, I know. I wasn't sure. Like, I don't know. Like, is the attorney general, do they let the FBI know or do they not let them know? Or I'm going to have to call and ask them.
Yeah,
But
call
yeah,
the FBI and ask them.
that's going to be next because somebody's got to see what had happened here. It's all in black and white. I gave them everything they needed. Even though they
You're
had
gonna
to go out.
you're gonna want to call a branch of the Michigan FBI though, for sure.
Oh, do you have to call by state?
I mean, I called I forget why I needed to call. I called them for something one time just because I
Well, I've heard of other people calling them too, but I don't. Is it? I thought the FBI was FBI. It didn't matter if they were in my state or whatever. I don't think it matters. I think the statute of limitations is 3 years, and we're going to be coming up on 3 years. But this started right. Yeah, the FBI would be my last resort before I start hitting all the public because they were trying to. The whole thing was over the post, so I know they want me to shut up, and she was trying to pay me to shut up because I'm sure that there was a disclosure agreement with that money. They didn't mention it, but they usually don't until you make the agreement. Then they try to hit you with the disclosure.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. If you can't get nowhere with the Attorney General's office, you can contact the FBI, and I may call them this
I
week
would.
and
I'd tell them that
ask them
you're dealing with the
questions.
attorney general in a corrupt fucking little town.
Yeah, I could call them because I heard, but see, I heard that the Attorney General's office takes that kind of stuff serious, but I heard that the FBI takes that stuff serious, so I may have to call them
Well,
and say,
they're only taking it half serious, obviously.
yeah, because they're like, it took the guy months to go through some bank records. I could have sat for a whole day and went through some bank records. Come on. I would have started at the date that they had their names put on there. I mean, what's the big deal? The guy took months going over bank records. I mean, show them to me. I'll tell you what was his and what's not his. I mean, I don't understand why that attorney that why they don't talk to any of the victims. Why don't they talk to the family? They haven't talked. I've only talked to the person investigating. I have not talked to that attorney.
Which is
Maybe
crazy. You'd think they'd want to actually know the
that.
people that they're trying to help, but they're not trying to help, so they don't want to talk.
Well, I have direct contact with the Attorney General's office. In fact, I did talk to him today because I had to share some information with them that I found out. So, and they're supposed to be the investigators, but I find shit out and tell them. Like I found out too that, her attorney sitting there saying, "Oh, she had expenses that she had paid," and one of them he said was to transport his body from Michigan to Ohio. But guess what? She didn't pay that. It's an outstanding bill. She never paid the funeral home. Oh yeah, it's a huge case. It really is. There's a lot of people involved. But the thing is getting me a freaking attorney. So if anybody out there knows a good attorney that would like to,
They can operate
get in touch
within the
with
state of
me,
Ohio or Michigan.
put a comment and I'll get back with you. Yeah, it has to Ohio and Michigan. Because we're in Ohio and the
We're
incident
dealing with
happened in
dumbasses in Michigan.
and I have all the evidence that you need, or we can get it because I already got it all once, and the AG has it right now. So, but I have been acquiring more stuff. So, 2 years later, and I'm finding out that the funeral home never got paid, and they act like they don't give a crap. That's the whole thing. Is they act like they don't give a shit. The funeral director, who is the owner of this place that I spoke with, said, "Oh, people do it to us all the time." Really? Well, how do you guys stay in business if people don't pay for the funerals?
Well, half of them are dead, so they can't argue.
I mean, so the bitch did say that she paid $6,000 for a funeral and $2,000 for embalming. Well, there was no funeral because the funeral director like, "Where are you coming up with this $6,000?" I said, "Well, that's what she told me." Well, they don't embalm people that are going to get buried the next day. They only embalm you if you're going to be, lay in state for 2 days. Then they embalm you. So, right? That's what I'm saying. It's like, is everybody in cahoots? Does everybody know these people? Are they that special?
I said everybody knows everybody
They
in that
don't have
town.
to abide by the laws. I mean, I can read you some laws because we've been researching a lot of stuff. Let's see, what do we have here? I can read some. Um, hold on. I have some. Okay. Let's start with this one. It says, if a person who buried a non-family member was the next of kin, they likely had the legal right to do so. If they were not next of kin and not formally designated, they acted without legal authority, and other family members could have a strong case to contest the arrangements that were made. So we never got that chance. In Michigan, if someone buries a non-family member without being a designated funeral representative, it's generally against a law unless they were next of kin under default rules or had a valid documented designation, as Michigan law prioritizes specific people, spouse, children, etc. It says representative is me. But unauthorized handling can lead to legal issues for the funeral director and the persons potentially involved, court challenges from other family members. So, I mean, there's all kinds of shit that she did that was against the law, and nobody wants to see that. As well as the mayor knew. The thing of it is the mayor knew. It was taken to the mayor, the situation at hand, and he knew about it and wanted to shove it under the rug. And the mayor, that they done someone started with. Well, I would have started it right away the day that I heard that he passed, but since nobody told us for 3 months, so. But that next day, like I said, Sarah was here, and that next day we were on the phone like the whole day, every day. First thing in the morning, we were on the phone calling people. I don't know. Dina says, I wonder why they refuse to look into it. Yeah, they're all in cahoots, all of them. Yep. They got the shit suit out of them by the ex-police chief. If a non-family member who is not a designated representative proceeds with a burial, they may face several legal issues. Civil liability. The legal next of kin may sue for damages, including emotional distress for the unauthorized handling of the relative's remains. We tried to talk to this funeral director over this. He said there was no such law. So, yeah. Your family has a right to a dignified funeral, which means making choices that honor the deceased life. Like my uncle was a lifetime member of the Knights of Columbus. They would have been there for his funeral. He also was Catholic, so there would have been a whole church mass, everything. He got none of that, and she claims that's what he wanted. So yeah, we need an Aaron Brockovich. Yes, we do. Right. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm still working on this shit. It takes a lot of time. I make a lot of phone calls. Yeah, the funeral director, he don't like me too much. He wasn't even that nice to me on the phone yesterday when I talked to him. I mean, he gave me answers, but he's wondering what I'm doing is what he's wondering because I think that he knows that he can be sued. And when I find the right attorney or something, allegedly, when I find allegedly, when I find the right attorney, I'm hoping I can get all this taken care of. But I have to wait to see what's going to happen, I guess. I don't know how much longer they want to take. It shouldn't even have took this long. They had everything handed to them.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't understand. They want and I was like, I told the investigator, I said, I think I'm on the wrong side of the law. It seems to me that criminals have more rights than victims do. So go figure. We're on the wrong side of the law because you can do whatever you want to do and get a slap on the wrist and get sent on your way. I don't understand that, but hey, apparently that's how it works. Yes, yeah. Even if she goes to jail, I can still file a civil suit. Yep.
Can only hope she goes to jail.
I mean, I've been searching. I called a few of them, and they just like, well, it's a criminal case, but then I have to wait. And it's like, I don't understand. Why can't I get it started? There's a lot of people involved in this that they can start with before that. The company, the funeral home. I mean, there's a lot of other people that are in this, and then we could just add her later. And it's not just her. I don't understand it. They're just basically going after her when he actually was with the city and he was in charge of the fire department that went to all the calls to his apartment. And he was the building manager there too. So I don't know. It's really messed up. It sounds like a Stephen King movie.
It just sounds like half the town needs locked up.
Right. I don't want the time to run out, but I don't know. I'm not having any luck finding an attorney. Maybe I have to get it on the news and say, hey, if there's anybody out there, please contact me. Yeah, conflict of interest. And I know that uh, I really want to hit that company because they need to be aware of what the hell's going on because I don't even know. I don't know if they know or not. I heard that I've heard through the grapevine, allegedly, she's giving different names of companies. But that's okay. I did my investigating, so right.
What was the? Sorry, you can't tell me the name of that place
What
where he was staying.
I can tell you that I put it on that page. It's Gibraltar Man. It's the village of Gibraltar Manor. That's the name of the place. Yeah, I have been. I talked to him. I talked to him this morning.
How the hell you spell?
All right. Well, they're supposed to be the main people for elder abuse and fraud. Right. I talked to him, but he doesn't give me much information on what's going on. He don't.
What was the name of it? Village of what?
Village of Gibraltar Manor. Because I brought that up in my post. I put that she was a building manager. That's the thing is they cannot advise you to an attorney. I tried. Hmm. Yeah, I've been trying everything. Yeah, I think. Oh yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. That they're up there high, so the FBI should be higher than them, right? So I guess I'll be calling them and see if they would take a look at the case. I mean, I told them too. I said, it's a shame because the whole state of Michigan faulted my uncle, man. They just totally. Yeah, yeah. So these last few weeks, I've had to push myself to get my own. Yeah, yeah. I'm probably gonna call them and fly it past them and see if they can get a hold of. Look at the case through the AGI or AGI. What the hell? The AG. I really think her attorney was trying to feel me out because he hasn't called me back. And then he's sitting there telling me that he said, "Well, I wasn't there, and I really don't know." And well, why are you? What questions do you want me to call and ask you if you don't know anything? Why would I call you? I find out on my own. Everything I found out about everything was on my own anyway. Well, I'm sorry, wasn't on my own. Sarah helped. Oh yeah, definitely. But they think they don't want to do restitution. It's a resolution so that, if the shit goes down, they could say, "Oh, we came to a resolution." No, that ain't gonna happen. I would never have a resolution with that woman
No.
or her husband.
Yeah. He can take a fire hose up the ass.
Yep. No.
No, they don't have a Facebook page, so I can't get on there and talk shit.
Oh. They probably used to have one because she used to have one until she hit it. She used to have one, but they do have a website. You can go to I can send you the actual company name.
Yeah, but you can't talk shit on there.
Well, I put all the truth on there and it's still there. Yeah, I gotta find a freaking attorney that'll take it. I wish we still had phone books, man. I hate this online shit where you gotta get online to look up and then they want you to put in a brief paragraph, can you tell us what your situation is? I want to talk to somebody. I don't want to sit there and
That's the only way they'll contact you.
I know, and it's fucked up, man.
How do you
like
think I got a hold of mine? You gotta tell them shit.
But I'm just saying, I want to talk to somebody in person. Like, you used to get the yellow pages out, call their office, and set up a consultation, and there you go. Now it's a whole bunch of shit. They got to email you, and you got to tell them what your situation is in a brief. I got a whole fucking book. It ain't no fucking little paragraphs. oh, the building manager, she took, she did this, did that. But it's like a funeral home, it's the company, it's more than just a little paragraph. Then you gotta wait and see if they contact you. I'm like, what the hell, man? I'd rather go through the yellow pages. I was even looking the other day. I was like, man, did I throw away all the freaking phone books? Right. Yeah, then they want to charge it. Well, this one lawyer that we did go see, I thought it was going to be a free consultation. It was $300. He charged us $300 to tell us that, I don't see nothing here. I just see that you can sue the funeral home. And he said, ain't no sense in probating that will because everything's gone. It wasn't for that much money, blah, blah, blah. And that was it. Yeah, and he charged $300. And he said for $100 extra, I could write a threatening letter to her. And I was like, shit, I could do that for free.
Right.
Which I did write a letter. So yeah, this is what's going on. This is why I haven't been around much because by the end of the day, I'm freaking tired. And then I'll play my video game to try to get, to
all day.
Shut up. I still get my work done. I do my work first because I know if I do get on that video game, yeah, I'll be staying there for a while. But I kind of got this really big battle that's coming up, so I've been procrastinating and haven't really did the battle yet. Right? Yeah. Yes, you have to read reviews on everybody nowadays, I guess. But people are reading some of those reviews that I put up because I still get messages, notifications that somebody put a thumbs up or somebody put a comment. I still get, I'll get a notification every now and then that somebody read that comment, the review. And I put that review up 2 years ago. I think I revamped it. I did go on and revamp it. Put some different information up there. Because at the time I did it, when I did it 2 years ago, I didn't know a lot of things that I know now. But yeah, I didn't know that, apparently if somebody dies, anybody could take their body and do whatever with it. It don't matter. Nobody has to file laws anymore.
Nope.
And I don't even know what he was buried in because I can't believe anything that comes out of that fucking lady's mouth. She said, oh, we bought him a nice suit. Well, you didn't even pay the funeral home, so he probably wasn't even buried in nothing but a hospital gown for all we know. We can't believe anything she said.
What fucking Goodwill did she go to?
She spews puke out of her mouth. She don't know the truth, or she believes what she says. I don't know. But it ain't true. That I do know. I mean, I wrote her that letter that I wrote. I was like, how in the hell do you sleep at night, man? Knowing what you do to people. But then again, people like that, they don't have no problem sleeping. They're just looking for that next dollar. But, she ain't all about the money. Okay. When you get a poor family saying that, the money don't matter, that says a whole lot. Because other people would be like, yeah, I'll take it. But get you out of my life, I'll take it. Nope.
No, her crashing and burning is way more important.
Yep. I want her to have a girlfriend named Helda.
She needs an ass whooping. That'd be nice.
Well, soulless fuckers, yeah. They are soulless fuckers. They have no soul. I say, if it ain't got no soul, it's black. Yep. That's why I think it sucks that, this had to happen to our family member. But I think karma was like, okay, bitch, you're done. This is it. You've done this too many times, allegedly.
Well, we just
You
need
know?
her and her husband to lose their fucking job.
Yep. Well, he's no longer the fire chief, but he still works for the city. Go figure. He's the water guy. And he's still the maintenance guy of the building that she's still the building manager of. So there you go. So yeah. That's how our life is going. But we're not supposed to have no feelings. And she wants to move on with her life and doesn't want this case hanging over her head. Really? Well, I'm not going to have sellout hanging over my head either. Your money ain't going to do no good. How do I know it could be somebody else's money? You know what I'm saying? Allegedly.
I'm sure it belongs to whatever many people she's been stealing from.
And why would you keep a deceased person's belongings? She told us that, oh, well, we cleaned his apartment out, but his personal belongings were in their basement. So makes me wonder what else was in that basement, allegedly.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. Why would you do that? That's like them serial killers that keep mementos of the people that they've killed. You know what I'm saying? That's creepy. And she never gave us anything. She kept telling us it was in a box in the basement, and then a tornado
Yeah, she
went
kept his
through.
driver's license, kept all his shit.
Yeah. That a tornado went through and their basement flooded.
That doesn't ruin a plastic ID, but
That's what we were told. Because the police allegedly went over there twice to talk to her about getting our belongings, but that never happened. Nope. I think she got nasty with Sarah on the phone too. Because Sarah did call her, said she was me or something. Or no, she might have said she was a family member, but she got nasty with Sarah too. So she's just a nasty woman. She needs to be put in her place. She's a big mouth. I know. Tell me about it. It's bullshit, all right. That lawyer was, sitting there making her out to be a saint. And I was like, well, that's okay. I was saying, I'm sitting there, I don't think you even hurt me. I said, well, I got some other things up my sleeve. I haven't played all the cards yet. Like I don't know why the Attorney General's office didn't take them phones that I have that proves the phone calls that were made to her under different names. The first time she had a different name, second time was a different name, and the third time was a different name. So, but they're all on there. And I got phone messages on there on the other phone from my uncle. So, I don't know why they didn't take the phones. I offered them up to them. I might ask them again.
Well, it doesn't seem like they're doing a very good job.
Yeah, she acts like she's the victim. Because my whole thing was like, if everything was on up and up, and you know everything was done legal, whatever, why is she trying to pay me off? Why she want a resolution now? It wasn't on the up and up for sure. She knows it. Or the shit's about to hit the fan and she wanted to get a quick resolution. I don't know. No one's really told me what's going on with it. Right. Doesn't seem like they're doing nothing. I don't know what they're sitting on. I don't know. I do know that the case has to go before a couple, like that attorney, that prosecutor, whatever he is, he goes through it and then it has to go through two higher up people. But I still don't understand, why is it taking 2 years when you got everything right in front of you? I don't understand. And there's a lot of complaints on the AG's site too, because that they take so long. There's a lot of complaints on them too. If you go read their reviews, they have a lot of complaints on there. But it's like, if it was like, okay, so say he had, which I don't even know if they ever took, they could have took a life insurance policy out on him. I don't even know. I have no idea. They never told me that they did, but they took the life insurance policy that he had. But if it was something like, say he had a $500,000 life policy, then they'd be working on that shit. But because he didn't have some major amount, they try to act like, oh, that wasn't a lot of money. But that's not the point.
Right.
The money
People
is
allowed to
not
just
the
get away with
point.
shit.
Right. Because that damn attorney, that first one that we seen, was like, oh, that amount, that ain't nothing. Well, it is to other people. It is to him, because he had a beneficiary on there that he wanted to leave it to. And there was two other people that were in his will that was supposed to get things that they never got either. It's not just me. I don't know why she thinks it's just me. Is she going to pay the other family members off too? Not just me. There was other people in the will. And the AG knows that, because they have it. I got cats out here fighting. Come on, knock it off. You guys go where you belong. Go on. Why are they going to pick my porch to fight on? Because all the girls are here, I guess. Out there having a rumble on my front porch. I thought, well, see, I don't know. Dina said, I thought anything above $300 is a felony. I know that. I don't see how they don't have felony charges. I really don't. I have no idea. Putting false information on legal documents should be something too. She knew when his correct birthday was. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I know that my mom and my uncle were not born in the same year. I'd like to know how that happened when they're not twins. Yeah, she messed up the dates and everything. She did it on purpose because she had everything. Yeah, exactly. She knew what she was doing, so I know that she's done it before because she knew how to do it. Like I said, if you research my uncle, it's going to say he's alive and well. It is. It's flat out fraud, but how they don't see that and why they're taking this long, I don't know. I don't understand it.
Because he didn't have millions.
What?
Because he didn't have millions for them to go after.
I know. It's definitely fraud, no matter which way you look at it. You could look at. I was on the will was made in 2018, and all of a sudden, what, months before he died, everything got changed. Yeah, people, don't do that. Rich people do that, but they change their wills all the time. But regular down the earth folks don't do that. Yeah, I need to do a I need to do a spirit box session. See if I can get him to give me some answers.
Man, no shit.
Well, they were supposed to do that, Dina, because the way I understand it is that they should have went through their financial records to see how many other times they might have got some lump sum money. That's the way I understood it from the beginning, because they told me that they were going to go over their financials. So I'm assuming if they found other big, deposits or something, that I'd be looking to others. I know I if I had the money, I'd hire my own my private investigator to go answer these questions, because we thought of that too. How many other people died in that building that had no family to be accounted for? I would love to know.
Yeah, how many other people she stole from?
Because I went there. Okay, so the attorney brings this up at the meeting. Okay, he says, "Well, they investigated the manor over there, and none of the people knew who you were. It's not like I fucking lived there."
I've been
So,
uh,
and he
I've been
only
living out
takes
here in the
out a life
country.
insurance. Yeah, I know.
I've been living out here in the country for a fucking year now. I've seen the neighbors walk by all the time. I don't know them people, and I still don't know them people because I don't talk to nobody.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I was in
I
that
could
building.
fucking die, and everybody'd be like, "Well, we never talked. We didn't know them." Yeah, because you don't.
Yeah,
Because I don't want you to.
the lawyer brought that up, and I said it's not like. And I told I told the attorney general guy. I told him about it too. I said, because when I talked to him, I told him, I said, oh yeah, he brought this up too. He said that you guys did an investigation of the manor and nobody knew who I was. I said, it's not like I went door to door to introduce myself, and I sure enough didn't live there.
Right. I'm
I
supposed to
don't
go
need
soliciting when we visit.
Right. I don't know them people in hell. And half of them people probably have some kind of something. They wouldn't know who I was or remember me. And most of the time I went in there, I'll tell you, almost every time I went in there, that building manager was not there. The office door was shut. Nobody was there. I went there several times to get his mail.
Well, she's
I
out
drove
going
up
through
there.
people's shit.
I drove up there to get his mail. Hey, take your pills. Take your pills. Everybody take their pills. But yeah, I went up there several times for stuff. I went up there. We had to go get his car a couple times. Hell, I stayed at the hospital up there because I was dropped off with no car. I got dropped off there, and I stayed at the hospital with him until he was taken off of life support. Do you think at any time did that bitch come up there and see him? No. When he had his heart surgery, do you think at any time that he was rehabbing or anything that she ever called? No, she
Well, she
didn't.
was just so close. You'd think she would.
Right. You think that she loved him and cared about him so much that she would have called. She never did. Never called. I actually called her to see if she was going to be in the office so I could drop off the rent check to her. And you know what she told me? Put it under the door. That's what she told me. And I can prove all that. I have all the call records, everything. I give it right to them. They don't have to even get a hold of the phone company to get them because they're all on my phone. I have 2 phones that they could go through. They never asked me for the phones, but I tried to give it up to them a couple of times. I said, I have these phones here that can prove how many times I talked to her. So she can't say that, her thing is, even though she told the funeral home that he had no family, her defense is she's doing what he asked her to do, which we all know that's not true. If that was the case, why did he go to family reunions every year? He didn't want nobody to know? Nothing? Yeah. And we got proof of that too. And I gave it to him. So. Well, because it was a check, you would get a receipt from your bank. But yeah, I would write out the rent checks and told her, we needed to pay his rent. And she would tell me put it under the door. She yelled at me once because I called too many times looking for my uncle. She yelled at me on the phone. Told me to quit blowing her phone up. So he had no family that didn't care. Why would somebody blow your phone up trying to find out if he's okay or not? And then you yell at us for calling too much? Yeah. Yeah, it was a check. I never gave cash. I paid with him, and I would sit down, and because he couldn't see, I had to write his checks out. But she claimed that, he could see perfectly. Really, if that's the case, he would have kept his car. He wouldn't have sent his car back.
Yeah, the one he had to get rid of because he couldn't drive.
Yeah, he couldn't drive it because he couldn't see. So, but she said he could see perfectly. Then why was he taking a why was he taking a bus to the grocery store and not his car that was sitting right there in the parking lot the whole time until he had them come and get it? Yeah, I can counter every lie that she tells. And I can prove it. That's the thing. She can't prove shit. Yeah, I can prove everything. Just like they were like, well, why didn't you have contact with them for 3 months? Blah, blah, blah. Because I didn't even have his phone number and he never answered the phone. Even my cousins could tell you that. That's why I would have to call her.
Well, she blocked everybody.
Yeah, see, I had his phone set up. It was all color coordinated, and I told him, this little blue dot is my phone number. This orange dot is this phone number. And that's how I had to set his phone up. And then they switched him to a different phone and everything, and he had a different phone number, everything. Didn't have his family's phone numbers even in that phone. I didn't see her produce a phone. Oh, I'm
well, that
sorry.
got lost in the flood.
That got lost in the flood because he should have had 2 cell phones. The one that him and I had together and whatever phone she got him. So there should have been 2 cell phones. And there was a safety deposit box, but since his keys disappeared, nobody knows what happened to that safety deposit box. So I even asked the AG. I told him in the beginning, I said, there's a safety deposit box because he was going to give me the key and he never, it wasn't a thing. I wasn't constantly say, hey, give me that key or nothing, and
right. It was in due time whenever the fuck you felt like it.
And I never got the key, but there was a safety deposit box because he told me there was. And I even told the AG that, and I told him what bank it should have been at, but she moved everything. So she moved everything to her credit union. That bank that they took him to was their credit union. And I couldn't get no bank records because her husband's name was on the account. So I couldn't get anything.
Because he was in charge of the fraud union.
Yeah. Yep. So the AG better get their shit together and see what the hell's going on because they better hope that they don't get away with this shit because it's not going to be good. I'll send out shit all over social media, all over the country. Can't get me for slander if I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, they don't have a page I can talk shit on. I checked.
Yeah, if they did, they took it down. There is, okay, so the Facebook page that that post came off of, that was sent to me, that somebody wrote that post, it's called Downriver and Friends. A lot of them people use that Facebook.
What's it called?
It's called Downriver and Friends. It's it's Facebook that they all use up there. That's where that original post came from that I reposted, that somebody wrote all about. So what exactly is Yelp? I'm not sure.
It's like a
That's
Google review. It's bullshit.
Oh, okay. Oh, because Dina was putting it on there. Like, what about Yelp? Yeah, they have the Facebook that a lot of them people use, because she was using that Downriver. It's called Downriver and Friends.
I'm on it. I don't see your post though.
My post ain't on there. My post was on their actual City of Gibraltar. I sent it to you when they have their city council meetings.
I'm talking
Yep.
about whoever said what.
Well,
When did they say it?
well, that post, they put that out. It was like over a year ago. That post that said, "Watch out for these people." I can tell you what it says because I have it on my phone.
Oh, it's all right. If it's
But
not there, I don't.
that's where it came from. It came from the Downriver. Yeah, they took that post off of there. They took it off. People were commenting on it, and whoever the admin is or something for that Facebook, they took that post down. If it wasn't that it got screenshotted, it would have never got known because they took it down.
Mm.
Yeah, when it was sent to me, it was a screenshot. And then I reposted it on mine. Because whoever posted it put anonymous. So I don't know. I don't even know who posted it. All I know is it was sent to me via screenshot.
Oh, you should post in there again.
I mean, I could send the post to you. I'll probably take it down. Let me see. I have the post. I'll send it to you. Because it even had pictures of them. Here, that's the post. See, that's the post that was sent to me. It says Downriver and Friends. And it got taken down. Oops, not that. The first one? No, let me take that off. That was the wrong post.
Is that the picture of those two people?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna post a picture of them.
See, I can't see. Let me make this bigger so I can see. I can't see what I'm sending you.
I'll post a picture of them on that Downriver and Friends. I'll be like, see these two people? They'll steal.
Yeah, you can write whatever. But I'm trying to find the post that they sent me. It was anonymous. It was next to their pictures because I reposted it. Where is it? Because I get so many freaking screenshots and shit.
I don't know how you can post anonymously on there.
I don't know either. But they did. They posted it now. Trying to find it. Hold on. I can't see these. Let me go. I'll get it. Hold on. I'll get it this way and send it to you because I can't see those. Those are too tiny. Let me find it. Yeah, now Nettie says that you can post anonymous, but I don't know how to do it.
Not on
But-
here, you can't. You can in some groups.
Yeah, well, obviously they had posted that original post came anonymous. Here, let's see. I'll send it. Let me go through it. Oh, screenshots. Oh, screenshots. So, yeah, let me do this way. That way I can go through them faster. Okay, find it. That's it. I got a million screenshots of shit that you have no idea. They don't know that I have. That's a screenshot of a post I made. Some of this stuff I gotta delete a lot of this shit. Randy's barn. I just had it up on my Facebook. I wonder.
Well, you'll have to send it to me. I'm gonna have to get off here in a minute. My phone's gonna die.
Oh. Oh, thank you, Dina, for coming in.
My
Sorry, I
phone's
just
gonna.
now I was preoccupied.
Was she leaving?
Yeah, she has to go.
Why?
Man, I hope I didn't delete it, but if I did, somebody else has it. What's this? I'm pretty sure it didn't delete it. Gibraltar Manor. Oh, here it is. It's this one. I'll send it. Because there was two of them. Send you that one. Sure, everyone stays away from these two people. There's this one. Those are the ones that were sent to me. I just sent them to you. Those are the. And I sent you the big old thing that I wrote on their city council thing. That got.
Well, I'm just gonna use their picture and post it in that downriver shit and be like, see these two right here? They work for, and I'm gonna write the name of the place, and I'm gonna say they'll steal from your loved ones and take everything like they did my family.
And they're still working there, so be aware.
Well, I'll make sure I write they still work there. I'll be like, and they're still employed there. The city.
Because if they get a hold of me and ask me about that post, I'll tell them I don't know what you're talking about because I didn't post anything.
Like
Other
maybe
me.
it was one. Just be like, it's probably one of our other relatives.
You had a lot of nieces, nephews, great nieces, great nephews, great people. I mean, it was a big family. I told them that there was a big family. We told their attorney that too. I'm not the only one. He had a really big family.
I don't give a fuck if they see that I wrote on there anyway. What are they gonna say? Stop telling the truth.
Stop telling the truth.
I don't give a fuck.
We only take lies. I'll tell if he did contact me. I'll say it must have been another family member that I had to tell him what was going on.
Oh well, I'll get off here. My fucking my device is gonna die here shortly, so I'm gonna plug it in so I can get on there and talk some shit.
Yeah, that's fine. We've been on, what, 2 hours?
I'll let you know.
All right, let me know if you get any comments.
I will.
All right,
Bye.
bye. Yeah. Well, thanks for listening to my rant. And yeah, until next time, good night.